There's a man in your city right now with a genius-level IQ, working a job that pays less than the guy who dropped out of high school 2 blocks away. And he has no idea why. He reads more books than anyone he knows. He can explain economics, psychology, even quantum theory at a dinner party. People call him the smart one in every room he walks into, but his bank account tells a different story. If intelligence really led to wealth, this wouldn't happen. The smartest people would automatically be the richest. But that's not what the data shows. That's not what real life shows. So what's actually going on here? Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to see a pattern in your own life you never noticed before. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's start with something uncomfortable. Being smart was supposed to be the advantage. That's what we were told since childhood. Study hard, get good grades, understand things faster than others, and life will reward you. But intelligence comes with a hidden side effect, something nobody warns you about. The smarter you are, the more you can see, and the more you can see, the more reasons you find not to act. Let that sink in for a second. A less analytical person sees an opportunity and just tries it. They don't think about 15 ways it could fail. They don't calculate probabilities. They just move. But a highly intelligent brain does something different. It starts running simulations. What if this fails? What if I look stupid? What if there's a better way to do this that I haven't thought of yet? This isn't laziness. This isn't fear in the way we usually define fear. This is something psychologists call analysis paralysis, and it silently drains ambition from some of the most capable minds on the planet. Here's a thought experiment. Imagine 2 people standing at the edge of a business idea. One person has average intelligence. The other is exceptionally smart. The average person thinks, "This could work. Let me try it." The smart person thinks, "This could work, but there are 12 variables I haven't accounted for. 3 competitors already doing something similar, an economic factor that could shift in 6 months. And honestly, I should research this more before committing." Who do you think launches first? Who do you think fails faster, learns faster, and adjusts faster? The average person isn't smarter, but they have one thing the intelligent person doesn't: momentum. And momentum, not intelligence, is what actually builds wealth. Now here's where it gets deeper. There's a second reason smart people stay stuck, and this one is even more invisible than the first. Intelligent people are addicted to being right. Think about it. Since childhood, being smart meant being correct, getting the right answer, winning the argument, being the one who understood the concept before everyone else. That identity feels good. It feels safe. But wealth building isn't about being right. It's about being willing to be wrong, publicly, repeatedly, and often embarrassingly, until something eventually works. Every successful business owner you admire has a graveyard of failed attempts behind them. Public failures, wrong guesses, bad decisions that cost them money. But here's the twist. A highly intelligent brain doesn't want to accumulate a public record of being wrong. So instead of trying and risking failure, it does something safer. It keeps learning. It keeps preparing. It keeps waiting for the moment when it will be right the first time. That moment never comes, because business, money, and success were never designed to reward the person with the most information. They were designed to reward the person who takes the most useful action, even while uncertain. Let me give you a real-world example that makes this painfully clear. 2 friends graduate the same year. One studies finance obsessively, reads every investing book, understands market psychology, can explain compound interest theory in his sleep. The other barely finishes college, but he opens a small pressure washing business with money he saved from a part-time job. 10 years later, one of them is still planning his ideal investment strategy. The other owns 3 trucks and employs 6 people. Which one understood money better on paper? Which one built actual wealth? This is the part that stings. Intelligence gave one of them the illusion of progress. Understanding felt like advancement. Learning felt like movement. But knowledge without action is just expensive entertainment for the brain. Now, I want you to notice something about yourself while watching this. Have you ever spent hours researching something? A business idea, a side hustle, a new skill, and somehow, after all that research, you still hadn't started? That wasn't an accident. That was your intelligence protecting you from risk, the same way it's designed to. Your brain evolved to keep you safe, not rich. Safety and wealth often require completely opposite behaviors. Wealth requires exposure, risk, discomfort, uncertainty repeated over and over until something breaks in your favor. Intelligence, when left unchecked, quietly steers you away from all of that. It convinces you that thinking is the same as doing. It convinces you that understanding a risk is the same as taking it. And by the time you realize the difference, years have passed, and someone with half your knowledge has built something you're still only theorizing about. So what's the way out of this? It's not about becoming less intelligent. It's about redirecting how that intelligence gets used. Instead of using your mind to find every reason something might fail, use it to find the fastest, cheapest way to test if it works. Instead of asking, "What could go wrong?" ask, "What's the smallest version of this I could try this week?" Intelligence is a phenomenal tool for adjusting a plan. It is a terrible tool for starting one. Starting requires something intelligence often lacks: a willingness to move forward without complete information. The people who build wealth aren't always the smartest people in the room. They're the people who made peace with being wrong in public over and over until being wrong stops scaring them. That single shift changes everything, because once failure stops feeling like a threat to your identity, action becomes easy. And once action becomes easy, intelligence finally becomes the advantage it was always supposed to be. Not a reason to hesitate, but a tool to move faster than everyone else once you've already started. So here's a question worth sitting with. How many ideas have you researched to death, but never actually tried? How much of your intelligence has been spent preparing for a risk you never took? The smartest person in the room isn't always the one who understands the most. Sometimes it's simply the one who is willing to move first.